We decided that a main goal for the show would be to honor the difficulties of the past year. Everyone has a story, and everyone has had experiences taken away from them. But the future is still in front of us, and that's what we're looking toward. I found this quote from Robert Schuller and thought it perfectly exemplified what we were hoping to do with our showcase. And we decided to build a show around this idea of let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future.
Hi, I'm Miss Lang. I am super happy to be joining theater again this year. Last year was my first year, and when everything with COVID happened, I was so sad that we weren't able to join together and celebrate talent. And so the opportunity this year to get together and celebrate these kids and see what they're still capable of doing was an opportunity I could not pass up. So I'm super fortunate to be here. I think the message of hope resonates super well with me with this because theater was a huge part of my life, and it's amazing to get to be a part of this for other students, especially through difficult times like they're facing now.
So it has been over a year since we have had a performance here at the Loveland High Theater. It was 2018-2019 season. We had Arsenic and Old Lace, and then we had one beautiful performance of Les Mis. And a year later, the theater basically has been dark. I think all of us can say that we've had a lot that we have had to give up or we've lost during this past year. And I think for many of us, it has been here, our second home, the theater. We miss the camaraderie, the creativity, and the care that just comes naturally with being with our people in this space. So I wanted to say thank you so much for supporting our program, and please continue to support the arts because we need it now more than ever.
Aren't they awful? Aren't they impossible? Treating us as if we're still in the nursery.
Don't let it bother you. It doesn't bother me.
Suppose you can't really blame them. They think back to what they were like at our age. They don't realize how much more advanced we are. When you think what wonderful discussions we've had. Oh, I forgot. I was going to bring you some more pictures.
Oh, no, these are fine. Thanks.
Don't you want some more? Meep just brought me some new ones.
Maybe later?
I remember when I got that. I won it. I bet Joby that I could eat 5 ice cream cones. We'd all been playing ping pong. We used to have such heavenly times. We'd finish up with ice cream and then we'd go down to the Delphi or the Oasis where Jews were allowed. There'd always be lots of boys. We'd laugh and joke. I'd like to go back to it for a few days or maybe even a week. But after that, I know I'd be bored to death. I think much more seriously about life now. I want to be a journalist or something. I'd love to write. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I always thought I might go off someplace. Get a job as a farmer or something. Some job that doesn't take too much brains.
You shouldn't talk that way. You've got the most awful inferiority complex.
I know I'm not smart.
That's not true. You're better than I am in dozens of things. Arithmetic and algebra and, well, you're a million times better than I am in algebra. You like Margot, don't you? Right from the start, you liked her much better than me.
I don't know about that.
It's all right. Everyone feels that way. Margot's so good. She's sweet and bright and beautiful, and I'm not.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no, I'm not. I know I'm not a beauty. I never have been and never shall be.
I don't agree at all. I think you're very pretty.
That's not true.
And another thing, you've changed. From before, I mean.
I have?
I used to think you were awful noisy.
And what do you think now, Peter? How have I changed?
Well, you're quieter.
I'm glad you don't just hate me.
I never said that.
I bet when we get out of here, you'll never think of me again.
That's crazy.
When you get back with all your friends, you're going to say, now what did I ever see in that Mrs. Quack Quack?
I don't got any friends.
Oh, Peter, of course you have. Everyone has friends.
I don't have them. I get along fine just without him.
Does that mean you could get along without me? I think of myself as your friend.
No, if they were all like you, things would be different.
Peter, did you ever kiss a girl?
Yes, once.
That picture's crooked. Was she pretty?
Huh?
The girl you kissed.
Oh, I don't know. I was blindfolded. It was a kissing game at one of those parties.
Oh, well, I suppose that doesn't really count then, does it?
It didn't with me.
I've been kissed twice. Once a man I'd never seen before kissed me on the cheek when he picked me up off the ice and I was crying. And the other was Mr. Kufash, a friend of father's, who kissed my hand. You wouldn't say those counted, would you?
I wouldn't say so.
I know almost for certain that Margot would never kiss anyone unless she was engaged to them. And I'm sure, too, that Mother never touched a man before Pim, but I don't know. Things are just so different now. What do you think? Do you think a girl shouldn't kiss anyone unless she's engaged or something? It's just so hard to try to think what to do when here we are with the whole world falling around our ears, and you think, well, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and what do you think?
I don't know. Some girls, anything to do is wrong, but other girls, it's just... I've always thought that when two people...
9 o'clock. I have to go.
That's right.
Good night.
You won't let them stop you from coming?
No, I'd like to bring my diary sometime. There's a lot of things I'd like to go over with you. There's a lot about you.
What kind of things?
Well, I wouldn't want you to see some of it. I thought you were a nothing, just the way you thought of me.
Did you change your mind the way I changed my mind about you?
Well, you'll see.
By the time we all know each other so well that if anyone starts to tell a story, the rest can finish it for him. We're having to cut down still further on our meals. What makes it worse? The rats have been at work again. They've carried off some more of our precious food. Even Mr. Dussel wishes now the Mushi were here. Thursday, the 20th of April, 1944. Invasion fever is mounting every day. Meat tells us that people outside talk of nothing else. For myself, life has become much more pleasant. I often go to Peter's room after supper. Oh, don't think I'm in love, because I'm not. But it does make life more bearable to have someone with whom you can exchange views. No more tonight. P.S. I must be honest. I must confess that I actually live for the next meeting. Is there anything lovelier than to sit under the skylight and feel the sun on your cheeks and have a darling boy in your arms? I admit now that I'm glad the Van Dams had a son and not a daughter. I've outgrown another dress. That's the third. I'm having to wear Margot's clothes after all. I'm working hard on my French and now reading La Belle Nevernassier.
It was a February day when your dad came by before going away. A U-Haul truck in the driveway. The day it was suddenly real. I told you not to come outside, but you saw that truck and you smiled so wide. A real live truck in your driveway. We let you sit behind the wheel. Goodbye, goodbye. Now it's just me and my little guy. And the house felt so big, That February day, I will take your hand, squeeze it tightly, and say, there's not another truck in the driveway. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here, no matter what. I'll be here when it all feels so big, till it all feels so small. When it all feels so big, till it all feels so small. Till it all feels so small.
Mankind marches on, going from strength to strength. All that now eludes us will one day be well in our grasp. But as I say, we must work, and we must do all we can for those who are trying to find the truth. Here in Russia, very few people do work at present. The Russian intellectuals I know, far and away the greater part of them anyway, aren't looking for anything. They don't do anything. They still don't know the meaning of hard work. They call themselves intelligentsia, but they speak to their servers as inferiors and treat the peasants like animals. They don't study properly. They've never read anything serious. In fact, they don't know anything at all. Science is something they talk about, and they know precious little about art. Oh, they're all very earnest. They all go around looking extremely solemn. They talk nothing but weighty issues and discuss abstract problems. While everyone knows the workers are abominably fed and slept. Without proper bedding, 30-42 room with bed bugs everywhere. To say nothing of the stench, the damp, the moral degradation, and clearly, all our fine talk is just meant to pull wool over our own eyes and others too. Tell me, where are the children's creches all this talk about? Where are the libraries? They're just things people write novels about. We actually haven't gotten any of them. What we got is dirt, vulgarity, and squalor. I loathe all these earnest faces. They scare me, and so do earnest conversations. Why can't we keep quiet for a change?
I believe you. I'm just saying.
It was bad, Chad. Bad.
I hear you, but...
You're not listening, Chad. It was bad.
No, you're not listening. 'Cause
Real bad.
I'm trying to tell you, I had a pretty bad time myself.
No, there's no way.
It was pretty bad, Randy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
She said she didn't like the way I smelled.
What?
Sally said she didn't like the way I smelled, never has.
Sally Dunleavy told you she didn't like the way you...
Yeah.
When?
When I was picking her up. She got in the truck and we were backing out of the driveway, and all of a sudden she starts breathing hard and asks me to stop. And she gets out of the truck and says she's sorry, but she can't go out with me because she doesn't like the way I smelled. Never had.
What?
Said she thought she was going to be able to overlook it, the way that I smelled, but that wasn't going to be possible after all. And she slammed the door on me and left me sitting right there in her driveway.
Because she didn't like the way you smelled?
Yeah.
What kind of... Well, I don't mind the way you smell.
Thanks.
Jeez.
Yeah. Told you it was bad.
More than bad, Chad. That's sad.
Yeah. So I'm guessing I'm the big winner tonight, huh? And I get to pick tomorrow? And I pick bowling. Go bowling, supper at the Snowmobile Club, a couple of beers at the Moose Patty, and just hang out.
I didn't say you're the big winner.
What?
Did I say you're the big winner?
No.
No. Oh, that's pretty bad, Chad. And sad. But you didn't win.
What do you mean?
You didn't win.
You can beat being told you smell bad?
Yeah.
Well then.
Mine's face broke.
What?
Her face broke.
Her...
You only got one chance with a girl like Yvonne LaFrance. And her face broke.
How did her face break?
When we were dancing.
Dancing?
Yep.
Why were you dancing?
Because that's what she wanted to do on our date. So I took her dancing down to the rec center. You pay, then you get a lesson, and then you dance all night. They teach together dancing, how to dance together. And we learned that thing where you throw the girl up and over. And Yvonne, well, she's pretty small and I'm pretty strong. And I threw her up and over. I threw her over. And she landed on her face. And it broke. Had to take her to the emergency room.
That's a drive.
38 miles.
Yep.
And she cried.
Hate that.
Whole way. Then asked if I'd call her old boyfriend to come get her. She did. Or he did. Asked me to please leave. He's small as she is. What?
That's just pretty bad.
Yep.
And sad.
Yep.
So I guess you win.
Yep.
You're probably the big winner of all time.
Yep.
Baddest state guy of all time.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you pick tomorrow?
Bowling, supper at the Snowmobile Club, couple beers at the Moose Patty, hang out.
Good.
What?
I don't know. Just sometimes, I don't know why I bother going out. I don't like it, Randy. I hate it. I mean, why would I want to spend my Friday night with some girl I might maybe like, when I could be spending it hanging out with someone I know I like you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that was rough tonight, in the middle of Sally telling me how she didn't like the way I smelled. I got real sad.
Aw, buddy.
And all I could think about was how not much in this world makes me feel good or makes much sense anymore. And I got real scared because there's got to be something that makes you feel good or at least makes sense, or what's the point?
Yeah?
But then I kind of came out of being sad and actually felt okay because I realized that there is one thing that makes me feel really good, and that does make sense in this world, and it's you.
Well, I gotta head.
Yeah.
I gotta work in the morning, so.
Well, I'm just supervising first shift at the mill. I can pick you up anytime after
I don't know,
3.
Chad. Me and Lentil, we got a long day tomorrow. Catching up, fixing roofs from all the snow in December. Gotta do Eric and Marveline.
Well, 4, 5, 6,
Probably
or 7?
busy all day. Don't know when we'll be done.
Well, you just say when.
I don't know, so.
Well, I'll be ready whenever you
Hey,
want
hey,
me
hey.
to come pick you up.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Randy.
Whoa, Chad! You okay?
Yeah,
What the? Here.
thanks.
What was that? What just happened there?
I just fell.
Well, I figured that out.
No, Randy, I think I fell in love with you. Whoa!
Chad! Oh, come on, get up.
Yep, that's what that was. Me falling in love with you.
Would you cut that out?
Well, I can't help it. It just kind of came over me. I've fallen in love with you here.
Chad, I'm your best buddy in the whole world. And I don't quite know what you're doing, what you're going on about. But would you cut it out? What the heck is your problem? What the heck are you doing? Jeezum Crow, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a thing you don't mess with. And you messed with it. And you don't do that. Because you know something? You're about the only thing in this world that feels really good and makes sense to me too. And then you go and foul it up by doing this and telling me that, and now it just doesn't make any sense at all. And it doesn't feel good. You've done a real number on a good thing here, buddy. Because we're friends. And there's a line when you're friends that you can't cross. And you crossed it.
Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and gray was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when you were a tender and kind fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Try to remember when life was so tender that no one wept except the willow. Try to remember when life was so tender that dreams were kept beside your pillow. Try to remember when life was so tender that love was an ember about to billow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember without a hurt. The heart is hollow. snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts should remember and follow. Follow.
Suppose all you ever had for breakfast was onion rolls. And then, one day, in walks a bagel. You'd say, ugh, what's that? Until you tried it. That's my problem. I am a bagel on a plate full of onion rolls. Nobody recognizes me. Listen, I've got 36 expressions. Sweet as pie and tough as leather. And that's 6 more expressions than all those Barrymores put together. Instead of just kicking me, why don't they give me a lift? Well, it must be a plot, because they're scared that I've got such a gift. Because I'm the greatest star. I am by far. But no one sees it. Just wait, they're going to hear a voice, that silver flute. They'll cheer each tune. Hey, she's terrific, when I expose it. Now, can't you see to look at me that I'm a natural Camille? And as Camille, I just feel I have so much to offer. Kid, I'd know I'd be divine because I'm a natural cougher. Somebody got it, not a lump. I'm a great big clump of talent. Laugh, they will bend in half. You ever hear the one about the traveling salesman? 1,000 jokes. Stick around for the jokes. 1,000 faces. But I reiterate, when you're gifted, then you're gifted. These are facts. I've got no axe to grind. Hey, what are you, blind? In all the world so far, I'm the greatest star. No autographs, please. What, you think beautiful girls are gonna stay in style forever? I should say not. Soon they're gonna be out, finished. Then it'll be my turn. My parents must have thought they had a crazy kid, 'cause I was one of those kids who always knew what I wanted. They took me down to the airport to see all the planes depart, and watching them fly, something inside of me was starting. I was 8, but I told them that I'd be a pilot. But I was too young and too short, and there were no female captains. And my dad said, be patient. He said, just see what happens. But I took my first lesson, came down from the sky, and told my father I'd fly for the rest of my life. And I got my first job flying for a mortician in a tiny bonanza, just a corpse and me. $5 an hour for flying dead bodies. I had to climb over their faces just to get to my seat. And suddenly the wheels lift off, the ground is falling backwards. I am suddenly alive. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly everything's changed. Suddenly I'm not too young or too short, and the passengers in the back don't complain. first female American captain in history. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly I've got my wings. Suddenly all of those pilots protested me. Bullet can get their own drinks. Suddenly there's no one saying stay grounded. Looking down, passing them by. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. Suddenly I've got an all-female crew. The news talked, it made headlines across the world. Suddenly it stopped. No one's saying you can't or you won't, or you know you're not anything because you're a girl. Suddenly I'm getting married and we're putting pins on the map where we flow. Suddenly I am a mother and suddenly shocked at how much they've grown. Suddenly I'm wondering how my parents would feel seeing me teaching men to be pilots. Suddenly I am a senior instructor. Somehow I'm 51. Suddenly I'm flying Paris to Dallas, across the Atlantic and feeling calm. Suddenly someone on air-to-air traffic says at 8:46 there's been a terrorist action, and the one thing I loved more than anything was used as the bomb. Suddenly I'm in a hotel. Suddenly something has died. Suddenly there's something in between me and the sky.
I'd like to think the old man didn't raise a fool, sitting in the woods out there today. I couldn't think why anyone with half a brain would ever pack his bags and move away. I'm just a fool who couldn't see the forest for the trees. That is until the day you came along. Now that outbound train has one last passenger. It's here in these white woods that I belong. There's things they never teach you in a country school. There's things you have to find out for your own. I may be slow, but even so, I finally know that I don't want to live my life alone. I'm just a fool who couldn't see the forest for the trees. That is until the day you came along. Now that outbound train has one last passenger. It's here in these white woods that we belong.
again about New York? It's a circus. A circus? Clowns, waltzing camels, dancing horses. Sometimes you see them right out on the street. And museums and theaters pass everywhere. And the women, are they shameless? Some of them, anyway. It's an amazing place, Beth. I'm going to take you there, to New York. And we'll dine in the best restaurants, and see Shakespeare, and ride the omnibus, and mingle with unsavory characters.
Joe, I have something for you. Marby says that this shell is over 1,000 years old, and I believe that once upon a time it had an amazing life. And if you hold it to your ear, it talks to you.
What does it say?
It says, "We grew up too fast. You're a woman of the world now. I'm so proud of you, Joe."
When you were first born, not an hour old, I told Marby,
Death is mine.
everyone has someone special, and I have you, my sweet Beth. Give me a task to do.
Let's pretend we're riding on a kite. Let's imagine we're flying through the air. We'll say
place there on the sound. I took Route 2 east out of Spokane. Oh, this old truck, she's been around. I went through Kalispell and North Dakota. I hit Minnesota on the way. I went around the Lake Superior, and I hit Des Moines earlier today. And I've been looking for something at every bridge that I crossed. And sometimes you can feel like time becomes unreal, and then you're temporarily lost. You spend your time behind that camera. Sometimes you almost disappear. You see a waterfall in Cameroon. You start to wonder why we're here. You gotta touch it with your fingers and feel the way the water flows. And you try to figure out the meaning. God, at least I think that's how it goes. And I've been looking for something. And who can reckon the cost? You chase it every day. You think you're on your way, and then you're temporarily lost. And now it seems to me the way you find the key is to be temporary.